All right. Hello, my loves. We are back, and today we are talking about gate 62. This is the gate of details.
You think you like this game? I think I like this
Of course, you would like this gate.
game.
So, in high vibration, the people who have 62 defined, these are people who can like take all of this data, all of these details, and they find this beautiful way to articulate it. They're able to communicate, things that are very complicated and detail oriented into a way that's very simple for other people to understand.
I have a client who has this gate. She is chef's kiss, brilliant. She summarized her doctoral thesis in like 60 seconds on a complex topic that like almost made my head explode. But the way she explained it, I felt like, and you said like, can you explain it at a fifth grade level? She explained it at such a simplistic level that led me to want to know and understand more.
Yeah, and that's a true gift here, right? It's like the person with this energy is the one that's diving into all the details and making sense of the data. Then they're bringing it back to everybody else who maybe does not have this skill set,
Yeah.
and they're able to communicate it in a way that makes sense. Now, the shadow of this is you're boring everybody with all of these minutia details. Like the people who don't have this, the people who don't have a love for those details, a lot of them, I'm speaking from experience, we don't care. So when you sit down and you're going over all of these details and details and details, it's like, girlfriend, okay, can you just sum this up for me?
Have you ever been in a meeting, like a corporate meeting, and somebody is just pouring on and on and on, and you're just looking at them like,
What?
read the room. They're like 8 miles in the details, and everybody else is completely checked out because they don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I want to point out in this energy right here, the voice of this energy is actually I think.
Yep.
It's all about I look at the details, I look at the data, and then I come up with my own conclusion. So this is what I think, right? I want to point out here that because we are raised in a society that has associated details with intellect and intellect with being right, that a lot of times when we have this energy, we want to use the words I know.
Oh, that's a different voice.
It is a different voice.
Yeah.
This is an I think. And the reason why it's I think, it's your interpretation of what that data and those details mean. It's not an end all be all truth. It's your perspective of it. And this actually connects to gate 17 through the ajna.
Yep.
So it's like the concepts are coming down. So I have this point of view that I'm speaking through the I think words. But that 17 is all about making opinions, forming opinions based on the data. If you don't have gate 17 activated, you can kind of struggle with like, but I don't really know like my definite opinion on this because I can see so many different views of the data. That's totally okay. You want to speak to that. Well, I think it could be this, or also could be, but this could also be playing. I also think this has to do it. It's like you're just bringing the data and you're laying it out for people to help people connect the dots that are maybe difficult for them to connect.
So this gate is interesting to me because I don't have gate 62, but I do have 17. My husband doesn't have 17, but he has 62.
Do you know what this means? Is for you, it's so easy to form opinion, even if you don't have all the data. And sometimes you have an opinion and somebody says, well, why? And you're like, I don't have the data to back that up.
All the time.
I just feel this way.
How do you know it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I don't know. I just understand it. I don't need the data. Look, data sometimes is inconclusive. I don't know why I feel this so defensive right now, but sometimes data is inconclusive, right? Because data can be used to show a particular story that somebody wants to show you.
Yes.
But there could be underlying data that they either don't have or don't know about. So for me, I don't need to know why I know, I just know.
And this is why it's so important to use the I think language, because data can be it can be manipulated to look a certain way, and it's really important here that we stay subjective to it and we really keep this light of I think. Thoughts change. We change our thinking all the time. So what does this look like when it's recessive or when it's reactive? So when it's recessive, we get recessive is internal. So we take all of this and the shadow and we internalize it. It's getting obsessed with the details in a way where the details will drive us crazy, but they also give us like some sense of like false security. So in the really, really deep low vibrations and frequency of this recessive, we see OCD.
Yep.
We get
So many details.
really caught up in the details. And if the details aren't right, I'm not safe, right? So then reactive is when we push the details out. So this would look like going on Facebook and reading somebody's comment and not liking their opinion. So you find the littlest, smallest little details, the little ways to like poke at them and throw that back at them and say, actually, you're wrong because you don't have this detail right. This also looks like in arguments with our spouses or with our children, really focusing on those small little details and missing the bigger picture. Like we're really talking about something larger here, but you're so fixated on the fact that the cat did X, Y, and Z, right? It really needs us to broaden this and realize that all of this data is available, and we're just here to logically make sense of it and then speak to it to people who maybe can't quite grasp it the way we can.
Yeah, this is really interesting because I think you're talking about having an argument, and sometimes the argument isn't logical. It's not about the brain, it's about the gut, it's about the emotions, it's about the feelings. So it doesn't matter, like poking and pointing out details will actually get you into more trouble than not.
Correct. So if I come to you and I'm saying, I feel a lack of intimacy, or I feel unheard, and you're like, well, actually, I do hear you because yesterday you said this and I did this and I texted back and you're the one that didn't. It's like you're getting so caught up in the details that you're missing the bigger picture. And so if you have gate 16, you can become self-aware of, is this shadow showing up? Or am I using my ability to see the details and the data in a way where I'm actually, bringing something of value to my community or to the people who need this?
I think the last thing that I'll say about gate 62 is that this is also part of kind of that collective circuitry, if you will. And so when you're thinking, when you have something that you think about, right, you've got details, duck, go down. So this is part of that collective circuitry, and that's not important that you know. What is important is to note that the way this energy shows up, the gift of gate 62 is being able to take massive amounts of data and then formulate this opinion that's really simple for people to understand, so you can serve up this complex thing back to the world at large, and then the whole world gets to benefit from your summarization, from what you think. And so when that gate 62 is coming up and you're observing it and the words are about to fall out of your mouth, are you sharing what you think from a place of, being pokey and using details against somebody, or are you sharing it to benefit the world?
Such good reflection there.
Yeah. Okay, that's gate 62. We're going to move on to the next one. Love you, mean it. Bye.
This has been another episode of Our Throat series, an entire series that we have dedicated to teaching you guys about the different gates inside of our throat and the energy that exists inside of those gates, so that you guys can become more confident in the way that you use your voice on this planet. If you've enjoyed this episode, we highly suggest that you make your way to our website and check out the
throat workbook that we put together specifically for you to contemplate as you move through the gates in your own throat, the gates of those around you, as you look to better understand your design and how you can interact and relate more to those around you. We love you so much. We're so excited that you're here with us. We can't wait to hear about how you elevate yourself and those around you by learning your human design.
I love the fact that you just supported me when I couldn't find my voice.
That's what we're here
Isn't
for.
that so fitting for this entire series? We love you guys.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
We hope today's show resonated with you. If you want to be the first to hear about our upcoming shows, make sure you follow the Soul Led Duo podcast on YouTube and wherever you catch your podcasts. Check out darcyandsarah.com for show notes, your free human design chart, and other goodies. And we'll catch you next time. Love you, mean it. Bye.